the way it goes. I think I named my fly Henry one night.
Are you serious?
Not because of you.
I was say disrespect.
No, sir, never.
All right. Cheers.
All right, buddy. Cheers. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 86 with very special guest from Behind the Wall Media, Henry Hobbs. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Thanks for coming out, man. Cheers again.
Yeah, cheers.
Oh, you just ran out of his beer. He's power slamming. I like it.
Cracking.
Favorite guest already. He's already
all right.
drank a whole beer 10 seconds in. I like it. But yeah, shout out to the sponsors, Sarah K. Speed Shots and also On Point Woodworks. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Henry. I mean, we talked a little bit before the podcast, but we're new to meeting for the most part, and I'm new to your channel and your page and all that. When did it start? And, actually, tell me about yourself first.
Yeah, so I'm 22 years old. Just graduated from Sanford in Birmingham, working 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 job now. You know, the grind, still trying to, catch my big break in NASCAR and moving to Charlotte at some point. We'll see what happens, but, it's just... I'm a fan now, doing a little talk on the side, and that's about it right there.
And you say trying to make it to NASCAR, you're obviously trying to make it in media or some sort like that.
Yeah.
Most people I talk to, they're trying to make it in driving and one way or the other. And, somebody like you, I'm assuming, like you said, you're trying to make it in some sort of the media side.
Yeah, marketing.
And your Behind the Wall Media is a pretty big team. You got 3 or 4 people, right?
Yeah, we've got four hosts. So we've got me, Jay Young, Josh Slate, Adam Thomas, and it's kind of like a rotating group week in and week out because it's 4 guys, totally different schedules. We try to stay consistent with Tuesday nights. Some pops up, but we've got 3 other people that can jump in. We've also got others that can also jump on. Steve Alfont and Ben Elia as of recent. We've just got a big rotating cast of guys who love NASCAR, and we can talk your ear off about NASCAR.
Yeah.
That's what makes it special because we're just fans talking about something that we love.
That's awesome. And how long ago did it start?
About 2 years ago, I think it was 2019. We
Really?
came up with a random idea. It's like, hey, we're friends. We like NASCAR. Let's talk about it. So we bought super cheap mics off Amazon. Got the whole setup. And we think we did 2 episodes, recorded it. We didn't even know how to get on Spotify. It was so bad. So we put it on SoundCloud. It was. I'm pretty sure they're still out there. You've only got a certain amount of time before I find them, figure out the login information for SoundCloud, and take them down because they were that bad.
That cringy.
My
God.
I was listening to one.
I had about
a couple months
30
ago.
of them that
They're
way,
so bad.
Don't feel bad.
But so we did 2 episodes, and it wasn't very good. Couldn't really do anything with it, so we quit. And then once COVID happened, we had nothing to do, so we're like, let's talk about Pro Invitational.
Yeah.
We've got nothing to do. We got some NASCAR iRacing. Let's talk about it, So we got back into that, and then NASCAR season started again, and we became an every week type deal. Started talking to different drivers, media members on the show. We had Mason Bailey. Shout out Mason if you're watching.
I love Mason Bailey. He's got to turn that podcast sticker on the car.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't supposed to tell you that because he might or might not have a Behind the Wall Media sticker on the car. I don't know.
Josh was saying he was working on that, but I didn't know where we were at with that just because I'm not. Southside's gone, so I don't have means to get to a track anywhere close to Richmond, and that's only twice a year.
No, that's all good. I was just doing a soft flex on you there for a second.
That was a big flex.
Yeah, I know. It's my bad. And it matches his car, too, just the color scheme and all, and it's right there on the B pillar.
We got to one-up you now, so we're going to wrap his car.
Yeah. Do his hood.
Yeah. Full wrap.
That's awesome.
Buy him a new fire suit.
When did you become a racing fan?
Dude, it's been...
When you were a kid, or?
Kid.
Really?
So I grew up... I think it was my older brother. He's super into cars, and I don't really know how NASCAR got into the family, but I'm pretty sure it was him, and he just, was like, hey, I want to watch this. So we started watching on TV, and then started going to races. I think my first race was back in 2004. I went to the Busch Series race back in the day.
At Richmond or something?
Yeah, at Richmond.
You're from around here.
Yeah, so I grew up going to Richmond. So we would go. My mom would pack up the car with 3 kids, and we'd get to the track. But it was interesting because I obviously don't remember too much about being that young and going to NASCAR races. But my mom, she would she would tell us that we'd get to the track, my older brother and I would look around, see guys with shirts off, and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that too. So we'd take our shirts off, and we'd be like, 4, 5, and 7 years old, waving our shirts around because we're at a NASCAR race. So I think it was truly a special moment getting to go to the Busch Series race twice a year, and always wanted to go to the Cup Series race because that's where Michael Waltrip raced, and it was something you wanted to see because we'd get there and watch him qualify, and it was cool seeing him on the track for 2 laps, but then you don't see him again. So just growing up, being able to dream about going back to the track, tailgating all day, getting all the freebies, the bajillion Sharpies we used to get back when Sharpie was a sponsor.
Oh, yeah. Kurt Busch and all them guys.
Those were the days. But, it's something I grew up doing. I fell off a little bit in the early
you fell off a little
Henry
bit.
the Fly needs to get out of here.
Throughout middle years, you fell off a little bit as a fan?
Yeah, I still loved NASCAR. I loved going to races, but I wasn't watching every single week just because I had better things to do. I was playing travel baseball, and I was gone most weekends. So I fell off there for a bit, but as I got to late high school and to college, that's when it really ramped back up. And I don't think I've missed a Cup race, at least listened to it or watched it on TV or my phone, in probably about 4 years now. So
wow,
the commitment's real. It's so much fun to watch. I love the atmosphere, the smells, the sounds, the fans, the experience. It's tough to beat.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that's impressive though, because granted, I've got a lot going on in my life too, but 4 years without missing one of them, that's good, dude.
It's tough,
and that's what I think sometimes, not to complain or this isn't a pity party, but sometimes I'm lacking that a little bit, as I can't keep up with it as much, or I probably could do it a little bit better if I listened to it at work or something like that instead of certain other podcasts, but. It's just a lot to keep up with, to stay on top of it. Y'all do every Tuesday, you said?
Yeah, every week, every Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It depends on when people are available.
Yeah, especially with 4 people. If y'all plan on do it all 4 of y'all every week.
Yep.
When y'all can. Yeah. Of course, there's going to be some weeks where it's 3 of y'all or whatever. And who produces it? Like, y'all have a website and everything. Y'all are really legit. Who produces it? Who does the website? Who keeps up with the social media?
Yeah, so it's a collaborative effort. I focus on the putting together the content ideas for the podcast. I do the editing and I'll post it. Josh does a lot of the copywriting. He keeps up with the website, writes articles. We've also got this guy who jumped on and has been doing some writing for us, Harry Loomis. So we got a writer now. It's pretty sweet. But then we got Jay. He'll help on social media and Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's a collaborative effort. Everyone posts on it. We'll live tweet races. So I don't think there's one thing that besides Josh keeping up with the website and me doing the editing and production side of the podcast. Everyone's intertwined and we all help out and do things and try to make it big. Yeah,
no, that's awesome. I follow another podcast. It's like 4 guys. I think it's down to 3 right now, but still, they all collaborate and do it all together, and it kind of helps because you just have more to bounce ideas off of, and 3 people helping to put together the whole show and produce it or
makes it more
create
interesting.
Content. Yeah,
it's tough. I've been close before getting to the point where I think, maybe I have to do a show on my own, and I sit there and in my head I'm like I could do it. I can talk NASCAR, and then I get closer and the idea comes to my head. I'm like, no, that's gonna be the worst episode of all time because who wants to listen to just me talk for an hour?
Some people might. If you have enough information, if you kill these flies, I'll give you $10. But if you have enough material and if you're knowledgeable enough, it depends. I guess on your fan base and how big of a role you play in the show. But I'm sure it's mostly equal, and I'm sure that I think it's possible. I've done them. I do them all the time. Not all the time, but I do them pretty oftenly. And as long as I have enough material written down, I can't just depend on what they're doing. But it goes just as fine. But it's always easier to have a guest, especially when it's a new guest like you, that it's easy to ask questions about because, we're new to each other. But sorry for all the flies. I was explaining to him before, I got pizza Lunchables spilled all over the floor and lemonade and stuff like that. Not visibly, but it's cleaned up, but the flies are still all up in here. And like I said,
they just multiply. You get 1 or 2, and then all of a sudden you've got 10,000 flies in here, and you start naming them. You've got to get a start here with Henry the Fly.
Okay, well
I don't agree on the name, but it's
before
cool.
I met you, I met you, and then I'll now change the name of the fly.
We'll call it Josh the Fly.
There's a few of them now, though, and I've at least seen 2. So
yeah,
I also have the door open, so I shot myself in the foot there. So either way, you said you had Mason on. Like, what is? Do you have a favorite episode or a favorite guest or like a favorite? Any of it? Favorite segment that y'all do? Do y'all do segments or?
Yeah, we do different segments that it changes throughout the year because we used to do like trivia and it's tough finding trivia questions after a while and I've come up with a better idea to spice things up. But I think favorite segment or episode. This is kind of like a 2 episodes time span. So like I said, we did trivia. There's one week I asked a question about what county Kentucky Speedway was in, and you get one or you get the first one to answer gets a point. So Jay and Josh, it was just us 3 at this point. They were going, and no one could get the answer. All of a sudden, Josh pulls out of his butt Sparta, Kentucky. I'm like, wait a second, because I didn't even know that. I'm pretty decent with American geography, and I'm like, I don't think that's legit, especially after he said some random county that wasn't even close. I don't even think there's that county in Kentucky. So it's like, you know what, this is interesting, and then. So it's like, yeah, you're suspended. And then as the show, that episode progressed, the idea of a suspension became funnier and funnier. So at the end of this episode, we're like, yeah, you're suspended for a week. So fast forward to the next week, we devised a plan behind the scenes with between Jay and I to hold a trial, like a actual court trial. Yeah. So we told Josh that he was coming on and we were going to interview him and talk about his suspension, what he's learned so far, and so we recorded the episode and invited Josh to the website and the software we use. He comes on, and then I kind of lead up to this is an interview, want to see where we're at, and then just stop, play the Law and Order sound, and we're in a trial. So we had I was the judge, Steve Alfont was the bailiff, and we just started bouncing questions off him. So. We called it the People versus Josh Slate, and we kind of copied the whatever it's called, the poster, I guess, for the People versus OJ to a T. And it was probably one of the funnier episodes we've had in a while. And I don't think we're ever going to be able to top that. But it's it's little things I like that really make podcasting fun. And it's we talk about NASCAR, but we also do just joke
stuff,
around. Yeah, it's
like hot sauce, burn your face off.
Yeah. Don't.
I drink an egg. I do a beer and egg sometimes.
Beer and egg? Like
raw,
you
raw
combine
egg,
them?
Raw egg right in the beer.
Why?
For content.
Okay, if it's content, I'm cool with that. But
I do it on the podcast. I don't do it in the mornings for work.
I was about to say if this is something you regularly do just because you like it, then we may have issues. But if you're doing it just for content, I understand that. That's cool. But I was about to
did it. Okay,
make a beeline to my car if you're drinking beer and eggs.
No.
Raw eggs.
Oh, yeah, it's raw. But and one night we drank too many Bud Lights on the podcast, and I had a buddy that used to say he used to do them like that all the time. He used to work out, and he would never cook them because he didn't have time. So I ended up doing 3 of them that night. I think he did 3 or 4. I did 3. It was pretty ruthless. Oh, yeah, it was like bad. One of them,
right there.
One of them, the last and final one, was literally cracked off the table right into the mouth. No beer. Remember,
I can't do
$5 per fly if you kill them. There's 2 of them.
I'm getting
They're
close.
over on your side, though.
Yeah,
you smell too good.
They're attracted to beauty.
Yeah, exactly. And y'all are really big on Twitter, too. I was going to ask you about that. Y'all are huge on Twitter. How did that become... Because it's hard to get big on Twitter. Dude, I have like 9 followers on Twitter. So, I mean, what you were telling me a little bit before the podcast what y'all have done to kind of... and that's, I think, the best platform to get big on right now.
Yeah. I'd say either that or TikTok. And TikTok's interesting because... you've got your NASCAR fan base, and you see a NASCAR video, and every single comment's like, "Oh, I'm on NASCAR TikTok now. This is great. I'm commenting to stay on NASCAR TikTok." But we started one expecting to get kind of big on that, and it's just classic social media. You got to get lucky, you got to hit the point, and then you start to grow after that. So Twitter was the first social media site we were on. We started out with like 50 followers, nothing too impressive. Just getting random tweets out. So we started pondering the idea of, promoting tweets. We're like, okay, well, we could pay $50 and this will get put in front of, or this specific tweet will get put in front of 5,000 people. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, they'll see it, but how do we know that they're going to follow? Are we just going to throw $50 away because Twitter puts in front of a bunch of soccer fans who don't care about NASCAR?
Yeah,
We're going to waste the money. We don't we're a bunch of college students. We don't have that much money. So we sat there for a bit, and I was like, you know what? I used to do social media for Chick-fil-A, the one I used to work at. And I was like, doing contests always brought new followers in because, you know, even if it's something super simple like an ice cream cone, it's free. People are going to enjoy that. So we would, I'd go on eBay and buy like a $10 Dale Jr. Hero card and put it up there. We got this beautiful hero card. We're giving away, retweet, like, follow, and tag 3 friends. Oh. And then, you know, we get 60 followers for that. And it's a high because as soon as you do one, you're like, okay, well, when are we doing the next one? I want to see these followers start ticking up because, you know, even with just the regular NASCAR tweets, it's tough to really get people in because they'll like it, but they don't follow.
Now you're like Mr. Beast, like, I'm giving away a car. It's like, whoa, now hold on.
Like it's a narrow path because once you get to the point where you're known for just giving away stuff, then that's all they're gonna want. And you know, I probably would have gone down that path. So, but Josh would be screaming in my ear, "Don't do the giveaways." And I'm like, but giveaways pretty sweet. I don't want to do the giveaway.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've bought different stuff on eBay, hero cards. I bought a freaking Darrell Waltrip like signed picture. Like it's got an actual like wood frame, and we had a contest. Like as soon as we got to 600 followers, we were gonna give it away. We didn't get to 600 followers, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it because it's pretty sweet.
All right. Well, I'll give you out if I've got it. Oh damn! Everything's already packed up. I forgot that I've had. Normally, I've got the whole back wall here is like littered in NASCAR stuff, so you're not getting the full experience right now. But I might have a Michael Waltrip Hot Wheel that you can have if you're a big Michael Waltrip fan. What's up, by the way? Michael Frazier, Cameron Ruggles, Jordan Bell, Dean Leslie. What's up, buddy? Derek Hoke. What's up? Who else? Did I miss somebody? What's up, Patrick Fisher? If you're still there, but all right. Well, that's interesting, and I will try to. I think the box is right there, but I'll try to give you something to give away on your one of your episodes.
Let's do a swap. I got.
Or is Josh Slate going to cuss me out? Is he going to mess me like we're not doing giveaways anymore?
He might. He's a scary guy at times.
Is he?
Yeah, he's scary.
He's going to come in here. We're going to do a fist fight.
I would love to see a fist fight with Josh.
And
we've gotten to the.
Or you?
No, y'all too. I don't like fighting people.
Me neither.
I got punched at Talladega one time.
Did you?
It was not fun. Yeah, it was stupid.
Were you the one that worked at Talladega for a while as an intern?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was that like? And how'd you get the job there? I guess
So
you were already
fun.
down in Alabama.
Yeah, I was down in Alabama. It was wild because I wasn't actively looking for a new internship just because I was working for the athletic department doing social media, and it was random. One of my friends I knew from freshman year forwarded me an email that Talladega had sent to the JMC department. I'm business, so I obviously didn't get that, but it was a consumer marketing internship, and she was like, "Hey, I know you like NASCAR. Are you interested?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is actually pretty sweet, but it's still 45 minutes away, and it's not even like a, you know, back roads 45 minutes. It's 45 miles, 45 minutes. So damn. I drive a 4Runner, terrible gas mileage in Alabama because the roads are up and down. Mm-hmm. So I sat there for a bit, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna apply. So send them my resume, or email, told them I was interested, send them a resume. They got back to me, and I think I had 2 interviews. And I didn't tell them then, but I was so confident that I could sit there and talk NASCAR with a track and, you know, get this job that I was laying in my bed on, like, just leaning back on my cell phone doing an interview for Talladega, just laying in bed. It was the wildest thing ever.
That is wild.
So second interview, after the first one, they were like, "What's your availability?" And, you know, I'm a full-time student taking 18 credit hours, so I was like, I can do Monday, Wednesday, Friday after my last class. I could be there like 12:30. So working Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 4 hours a week because it wasn't even till 5 because they work off of – this back when they were ISC, so they're working off of East Coast time with Daytona and Charlotte. So for some reason they're like, okay, we like you, and they got me to come on. And so I was consumer and marketing intern. And it was interesting because I was expecting like a formal orientation, getting there. You know, this is what you're going to be doing. These are the people you're going to be working with. And my boss was like, here's a YouTube, and here's a list of links. Watch all these Talladega commercials. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I spent 3 hours watching Talladega commercials, which I'd already seen about 90%, because I'm a NASCAR fan. I remember seeing all these different Talladega commercials, but I mean, getting paid to watch Talladega commercials is pretty sweet. So
it was an internship, but it was paid?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was making bare minimum. There was no profit off this internship because I would spend whatever money I made on gas. So it was strictly for the pleasure of me and, the experience, maybe meeting someone.
Experience and the, the experience.
Yeah, like getting to design different banner ads that I'd see on YouTube. Like logging onto YouTube and seeing something you designed is one of the coolest things ever, especially if you're not the one paying for it. So I would see like a Talladega race ad, and it would be something I designed. I'm like, okay, that's pretty sweet. And or we did an event with Cole Custer at a go-kart track, basically like a G-Force, the old G-Force or Thunderbolt. So it was indoor go-karts, and I was there taking pictures. So I was in the middle of the track, just basically following Cole Custer with my camera. And my boss is like, "Hey, you want to race him?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I jump.
One in Richmond or one in Alabama?
Alabama, Autobahn. So I jump in this go-kart. I'm wearing khakis and a polo, like just not ready to race. But I was like, I cannot pass up on this opportunity to race Cole Custer. Fight for the championship in Xfinity at this point. So I would be very upset with myself if I didn't do it. So I jump in the go-kart. We race. I thought I was insanely fast. Thought I was going to be top of the leaderboard, and then we get out, and the last couple laps, I got stuck behind this person who, was hogging the preferred line. It really sucked. It was pissing me off. I was kind of like banging the steering wheel just because I knew that Cole was going to find a way to be faster than me. So we get out. I get the results. Of course, he finishes with a average time, a 10th better than me, but I had the faster lap. So I'll
keep me $5.
Yeah. Oh, did you get one?
Yeah, I got one. Oh. Keep going. But either way, he gets out. He's got
so he got the best average time. I had faster lap time. So I've still got the piece of paper in my car. So whenever I'm riding with a NASCAR fan, I'll be like, "Hey, check this out."
Well, I was to say that's how they judge it, is by whoever has the fastest lap time usually. Anyway,
I had two right there.
Oh my god!
I could have
should have smashed them. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Venmo you, but Amanda says Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Are you a big Alabama? Were you a big Alabama fan before you went to college?
Yeah,
or is that what made the decision?
My mom's from Alabama. My dad went to Alabama or went to Samford, same college I went to. So he spent time in Alabama. He developed a love for the Tide. And when I was around 9,
dude, this is a full fight we got going on in here, man.
Know, this is
the worst thing it's ever been. It's so distracting.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, it just adds the end.
So when I started watching football, it was the 2008 season, and it was a great season to start on because they were winning, and then it was heartbreaking at the end of the season. But that's when I really started following football, and Roll Tide till I die.
Oh yeah,
RMFT.
Damn, I'm gonna have to go get my Razorbacks hat on or something.
Oh,
it's in storage. You better be glad.
This is the season to break it out.
No, I know. Good. I know. Well, I break it out rarely enough anyway, but I try to break it out at least once a season. I'm not a bandwagoner, but my family's from Arkansas. Some of it.
What part?
Well, not Little Hamburg, I guess would be where they're technically from.
Okay. My brother-in-law's family's from Bentonville.
I don't know it that well, but you see, part of y'all's family's from Arkansas too?
No, brother-in-law. So his family lives in Arkansas. The only reason I remember Bentonville is because Walmart. That's where I guess Walmart headquarters is. So,
is that your wife's brother or your
my
brother's wife's?
My older sister's husband.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious. You're pretty young.
Yeah.
What is your? So you used to go to Southside Speedway a lot. Who was your favorite driver back in the day when you were a kid?
NASCAR?
No, Southside Speedway local guys. When you were a kid, before
Okay, so this is interesting because, going to Southside, I didn't go enough to where I could really develop a love for a certain driver. I based it totally off of scheme and whether they're good or not. So. Zero Car, Chris Dotson. Mm-hmm. Okay, Chris Dotson. Yeah, that was my guy. That Williamsburg scheme we were talking about beforehand. That thing was so sweet. But I'd go there with Jay probably twice a season, and we'd sit in the grandstands and make bets on each race. We'd pick a car number who went on the pole to finish higher up.
Yeah.
And luckily both times I went, Chris wasn't on the pole, so I was like zero. That's my guy.
Yeah,
so I was just cleaning up on Jay,
Jay, the other guy from behind the wall.
Yeah.
And so are all four of you guys from around here?
Josh, Jay, and I are. And then Adam I met at college. And, Jay and I used to work at Chick-fil-A together. And then we were racing NASCAR on Xbox, and that's how we met Josh. So It's wild how all of us kind of converged and we became friends and started doing this podcast. But it's
the old Chick-fil-A or the new one?
The new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Chris Tots, maybe you're gonna watch that episode on the way home where I had Chris Tots on.
Yeah. If I can get
you're not that
coverage,
far. I'd say you're not that far away.
I got 10 minutes.
Yeah. What about? I'm sure you keep up with it. What happened at Dominion on Saturday night as far as the wreck?
No idea.
No idea?
No idea.
What?
The only Dominion clip I've seen in a while is and Josh is gonna kill me because I missed this interview first of all because I had something going on. But the only Dominion clip I've seen of recent is the driver who jumps into the windshield. He jumps off the safer barrier and
You've
does
had
a
him on your
cannonball.
show.
Yeah.
Doug Barnes Jr. I've had him on here.
I wasn't there for the interview. I put it on the podcast and listened to it, but I've seen that video.
So you weren't there for the episode.
Yeah, I was busy. I had every intention of being there for that interview, but I missed it because I had something going on.
Oh, dude, Air Doug's a legend. You gotta.
Yeah, the video's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I loved
it. Funny guy.
I love like
yeah.
That
he made the drive
aggression.
all the way down here from Dominion one night, and he was like a mile away, and somebody clipped his rearview mirror and blew it off.
Yeah,
like literally
that's classic.
Shattered it.
That's classic. I don't even know what road. Koala?
Spring Run.
Okay.
But yeah, I felt bad. Okay, so Saturday night at Dominion. Let me just try to break it down for you, and you guys tell me if I'm telling it right.
You still got fans?
There's a couple people. There was John Goyne, Peyton Sellers. Do you know those two drivers?
No.
John,
dude, y'all are gonna kill me. I'm a big NASCAR guy, and I really need.
But not the local scene.
We have a series called Behind the Roots, and my knowledge of the Roots drivers, besides Mason Bailey and Chris Dodson, halfway, I'm lacking so much. I'm the fakest.
Doug Barnes Jr.
I am the fakest Behind the Roots guy because I don't know anything.
That's okay.
It sucks. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't be, because I don't know as much about NASCAR, and I never talk about true NASCAR on the show. I should talk about it more, but it seems like I never do. Which I'm going to get to next about who's your favorite NASCAR driver now and stuff like that.
Okay.
But all right, so John Goyne, Peyton Sellers, they're neck and neck. John Goyne's on the inside, Peyton Sellers on the outside. They're coming around the last two laps. Final turn, final lap. They touch going into turn 3. Peyton Sellers starts to spin out. John Goyne he comes back down the track into John Goyne and into two other drivers that are coming up, the third and fourth place driver. John Goyne kind of goes through him, hits the wall, stays in the gas, never loses momentum, and crosses the checkered finish line, and is awarded the win. Goes to victory lane, gets the guitar. It's like a specialty race.
Ooh.
There's a guitar trophy, all kinds of shit. So he goes and collects the trophy and gets the victory lane reward. And then 3 days later, on Tuesday, which is when the official results come out, they announce that he is not the winner of the race. Not because he did the 26 Peyton Sellers dirty, because in my opinion, the pictures I can see and the videos I can see, and apparently he's notorious for it, Peyton Sellers came down on him coming into turn 3.
Yeah.
And usually John Goyne will either go down to the apron or back out and not hold his line, which is fine. Everybody's been there. You don't always stick it in there and hold it. Well, in the last turn of the last lap, in my opinion, you always do. And he did. And when he did that, like I said, chaos erupted and 4 cars are pretty much totaled. So they awarded the 5th place driver with the win because the 1st place driver, they awarded Cole Bruce the win, 5th place driver. I guess he was 5th, I think. Because the 1st place driver, John Goyne, was involved in the wreck. He pulled into victory lane, and his car was literally halfway missing a wheel and destroyed.
So like an Allmendinger type deal from Bristol.
Well, do you remember the Bubba Pollard, Stephen Nasse incident at the Snowflake Derby?
Sorta.
Stephen Nasse drove into turn 3 on the final turn of the last lap and squared him up, rear to rear, never got underneath him, never, tried to dump him, just pushed him up the track. And when he did that, Bubba Pollard kind of realized that he was now going to lose the race and decided to just loop it down into Stephen Nasse and try to take him out. And was not successful in doing so. So Stephen Nasse goes on to win the race. Now, however, per certain short track, I wouldn't say that this exists in real NASCAR because we've seen it happen before where drivers wreck each other in the last and final lap. In short track rules, if you're involved in the caution on the last lap, you're moved to the rear of the field.
Ooh, that sucks.
And it doesn't really make sense.
No.
So when the Stephen Nasse Bubba Pollard incident happened, everybody was irate and did not agree with the call and did not support the track, and it was a big race. And again, if that's going to be the rule, you guys knew that that was the rule the night of when it happened. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or even replays to figure out that he was involved in that crash.
Consistency.
So now Dominion has the same exact thing happen. And Stephen Nasse was able to go to victory lane that night and accept that big trophy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, and that's why I compare it to that. So they're going to use the rule that, the 90 was involved in the wreck on the final turn of the final lap, so he is now moved to the rear of the field per our NASCAR rules. Well, that's fine, but if you didn't know that at the end of the race, as everybody was pulling around after the checkered flag, you don't even have to have both eyeballs. Literally, one will do, and you can tell he's literally. I mean, the car, the whole front of the car is sparking.
Yeah, one eyeball, half a brain. That's all it takes.
Literally, and the 90, the 26, those were two cars that were part of the wreck. The Zero that's fucking wadded up into a tin can, and what was it? The 00, I think. Chase Burrow, maybe, was the other one that was involved in the wreck. In fourth. So all four of these cars are demolished, destroyed. They're all going to be counted as to the back of the pack because they were involved in the wreck, which is apparently the rule since 2016 per Dominion.
So do they qualify you as involved in a wreck if you get hit? You don't spin out, but you have damage. Or are you part of the wreck then in their eyes?
Is there a wreck? Or it depends on if you caused the wreck.
Okay.
But even if you didn't, see, that this is the problem, is somebody can drive down on you, spin themselves out, and now you're a part of the wreck and you did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Just like Stephen Nasse hit him square to square in the ass to move him up the track. He decided to light the tires up and dump himself. Bubba Pollard, this is. He decided to light the tires up and dump himself, try to wreck himself into Stephen Nasse to take him out. And it didn't work out, so now they blame Stephen Nasse when all he did was bump a car in the back bumper. Literally all he did was just drive in, bump him in the back bumper, and now he's disqualified from the race?
I'd be throwing beer cans on the front stretch.
And the entire racing community was. So now this happens at Dominion against Sellers. And I'll go ahead and say it, they're Golden Boy, they're Pony Boy, because he won't even accept my fucking friend request. Fuck this guy right now. And he didn't even make this call, so it's not his fault. But really, I mean, I've had people contact him, fuck him. So now, because their Golden Boy gets... he didn't even... you almost had him.
Oh, close.
There's three of them now. I killed one, and now there's three?
They multiply.
So, anyway... You can, apparently, if you're like this on somebody, you can just drive down across their shit and dump yourself.
Yeah.
And now you have cost them, yourself, and whatever cars behind you that are caught up in the carnage, the race. John Glenn was lucky enough to be able to drive through them, smack the wall, destroy his car, and total it, and then drive past the start-finish line, and that's why they awarded him the win. He never lost momentum. He pretty much got wrecked by the 26, if you ask some people. And either way, it's erupted now because Tuesday was yesterday. That's when they come out with the official results.
I'd be so pissed off.
Well, who are you pissed off for? Are you pissed off for him, who the win got stolen from?
Or
are you pissed off for the young driver Cole Bruce, who now is awarded the win but never got the victory lane experience, doesn't get the trophy?
I'd be pissed off for both of them. Like going multiple days without thinking you're the winner, and all of a sudden it's yanked from you. And then second of all, the driver who was awarded the win, you don't get to celebrate. It's a big race. That's why I feel like...
And it could boost your whole career if you have victory lane pictures for your sponsors, for yourself, for your team.
But that's why I feel bad for even Chase Elliott, because he wins the championship and there's no one in the stands because of COVID.
Yeah.
You don't get the full experience. So I feel bad for these people that they want it, but they don't get to experience, the pomp and circumstance of being in victory lane. And, that was one of my biggest qualms with NASCAR is when they used to do the inspections away from the track, so you get to Tuesday and they'd find something wrong, and all of a sudden second place driver wins the race, and you're like, well, that sucks, especially if you're a fan of that driver, but it really sucks for the driver who didn't get to do
watch
the burnout,
their driver win,
be a part of victory lane, get the pictures like you said, because the sponsors, they want to see their car in victory lane.
Well, here's the thing, is that's always going to be a thing. That's always going to be a problem because you can't help post-race inspection and disqualifications because of that.
Yeah.
See, this wreck happened before the race was over.
Mm-hmm.
And as the race ended And if that's going to be the rule that anybody involved in the wreck on the last lap is now moved to the rear of the field, well, it would only take, I mean, not even a second, just the thought in your head, a tenth of a second, that, oh, that car that's sparking and the wheels hanging off of it, and that I saw him literally as the main part of the wreck, well, he's a wrecked car. Part of the wrecked car of the field. He moves to the rear of the field. He is not allowed to go down to victory lane and do celebratory stuff.
So
nothing against him.
Is it Dominion's call?
It was Dominion's call on Tuesday, but not Saturday night when they knew the rule. They knew what the rule was on Saturday night. They watched what happened, and then they just told him, hey, go to victory lane anyway, celebrate, get your guitar trophy, celebrate with your family for 2 days, and then, oh, hey, there's that rule, by the way, that if you're involved in the wreck on the last lap, it's like, that rule that you all knew about on Saturday night too? Why did y'all even let me go down to victory lane? Like, this is the biggest shit show I've ever heard of. It's just
sounds like we need to get in touch with Josh because he's a Dominion boy and we need to go beat him up or something because that's stupid.
Does he make that decision?
He worked for Dominion.
Fly on your head.
Which quadrant?
Right on the A.
Right.
I didn't want to not. Oh, did you get it?
Did I get it?
I don't know. I just didn't want to leave you. I didn't want to leave you like Mike Pence, where you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Now you're a meme or something.
Well, I mean, that's free. That's free publicity right there.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Yeah. Become a meme.
I have one on me. Yeah, I mean, if I'm a meme, no, I thought so. I'd be strained.
Say we're even if you did.
I'm shedding
one. But yeah, it's just I don't know I know that it's kind of news to you, but obviously it's not ran in NASCAR because they do green white checkered in NASCAR. They would have just pulled this back to a green white checker.
Yeah.
But at Dominion and apparently some other local NASCAR tracks, when the white flag comes out, no matter what it is, whether it's the caution, the checkered flag, whatever,
that's
the
NASCAR.
The next flag that comes out is the end of the race.
Yeah.
Well, then if that's NASCAR, then they wouldn't have green white checkers, would they?
Well, no. It's so green white checkers. You go to green with 2 laps left, and then you race around, and then once you take the white flag, anything after that's a caution. That flag ends the race.
Yeah, okay.
So you've got one lap of chaos.
That's on a green white checker. Is that the way it is on a regular what if it's on the last lap of a regular NASCAR race?
Yeah, regular NASCAR race. If there's a caution on the last lap, then that's race. Yeah, it's race.
And is it whoever's in the lead at that time per transponders, or is it whoever's not involved in the wreck?
Transponders. I think it's if you're involved in the wreck, I don't know the rules of that because I don't know the last
Kyle
time.
Busch wrecked Kyle Larson and slammed his shit up in the wall and kept on going.
I think if they get into a scuffle, it doesn't matter if they wreck. Whoever crosses the line first wins. But if all the leaders are wrecking and they throw the caution as the leaders are wrecking, I don't know who claims the win. If you got Kyle Larson out front but he's sideways, and you've got Martin Truex like maybe 50 feet back and he's going straight. I don't know who you award the win to. So I don't know the last time I've seen that happen. So I have no idea.
Well, a perfect example would have been the night before when AJ Allmendinger was involved in a massive wreck coming to the start-finish line and was awarded the win.
Yeah, that's a win right there. I think it's when because they didn't call caution for that.
Oh, they didn't?
No, they went across the line. So if they called a caution, that'd be interesting if they would give Allmendinger the win.
I think that they would because they don't have like because you were you crossed the start-finish line first as the wreck was happening.
Yeah.
You win the race. That's common sense to most people, but it's becoming a big thing on the Dominion. Because it's like, if that's the rule, that's fine. But why did you ever let the 90 go to victory lane?
Yeah,
that wouldn't make any sense
consistency.
At all. Well, and they're like, we can't do that up in the tower. It took 3 videos and 3 days to figure this out. It's like, to figure what out? The rule is if they're involved in the caution, they don't go down there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I understand that AJ Allmendinger's situation is different, but they do it differently in NASCAR than they do in the short track local scene, in my opinion. Because you can be wrecking, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson at Chicagoland. All that kind of stuff. As long as you're in lead when the caution comes out, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I don't think with that Chicagoland they didn't call a caution, so that makes sense. But if they did call a caution, I'd be curious to see who the winner of the race would be because they base it off
would be Kyle Busch.
They base it off of the scoring loop. So whichever scoring zone they passed, whoever was leading at that point would be the race winner. But it's one of those deals. I say it all the time. You never know.
Their scoring loops are pretty frequent though, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know the frequency.
15 per lap or something.
I have no idea. The technical side, I
can't believe you, Henry. You don't even
know. I know drivers.
What's up, Ronnie?
It sucks.
Who's your favorite NASCAR driver now?
Oh, that's a good one. I go with Chase Elliott just because Napa. I'm a big Michael Washer fan growing up, so it makes sense. I like Chase. I was a big Hendrick hater back in the day when Gordon and Johnson were winning every single race. But as time goes on, I like the Chevys. But I root for a host of drivers. I don't mind seeing Kurt Busch win. I love his scheme. That's why I'm a huge Kurt Busch fan on that. Then basically just because I like his personality, like the redemption story, I like his paint scheme. But probably about 40%, actually I'd say 70% of the drivers I would not mind seeing win a race.
Yeah,
and I'd root for them just because it's cool to see different drivers running and racing and winning.
Yeah. Cameron Ruggles has a good point back to like Michael McDowell. Like, say if you're somebody that like you're at Talladega, the final, the last lap wrecks happen there all the time, where somebody's trying to block you and you wreck them up into the wall, you take the lead and you win the race. They never call that back, even though you literally caused the caution. You essentially wrecked the dude up into the wall by accident, and it's never like, oh, that guy's disqualified for doing that. It's like, oh, that guy got the win.
Yeah, and I think the last example I can think of, at a super speedway, even after after a wreck happens with the leaders, it takes them a second to call the caution. So at that point, because you're going so fast, you've probably got 5 cars that have already passed you. So we look at what happened with Austin Dillon or what's his face, Denny Hamlin. I mean, they're already out of the zone. They're not the ones caught up in the wreck. So I think it'd be interesting to see, a Talladega race where coming to the line, the whole field wrecks. Like, who wins at that point?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think 90% of the cautions at the end of the race, you already have a defined leader. Like, it's not, you don't have 2 cars that are out in front half a lap. They wreck and they call caution, and you wonder who wins that because it just hasn't happened. And
it has. Well, yeah. I mean, it has a couple of times. Like Cameron was saying, like I think Brad Keselowski's done it once too, where he accidentally wrecked the first place. He was in second. He wrecked the leader.
Carl Edwards.
Well, that was a long time ago. I'm saying more recently. Who was it that literally they didn't mean to? They were just literally following.
Logano?
Maybe.
At Daytona 500?
Maybe when he literally, bumped somebody in the back and just.
Yeah, it was Logano, and because I think that was. Since COVID happened, all the dates start running together. I think it was this season. That's because they start the season with all this Penske drama. But like once again, you already had someone passing you at that point, and they call a caution, and that I don't even know if that ended the race. I've gotten to the point now where everything just runs together. So it's tough to like pick out the specific moments. Mm-hmm. But like I said, if we get to the point where 5-6 cars that are all in the lead pack are wrecking and they call a caution, who wins? Is it the guy in 7th? Half straightaway back?
It wouldn't be in real NASCAR.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
No shot.
No. That's the problem that I'm having with it. There's a couple of these cars that were involved wreck cross start finish line. You know what I mean? And weren't awarded the win or any points or anything.
Getting called out?
Me? Yeah. Well, I wrecked Cameron Ruggles on the last turn of the last lap. But there was no caution there, Cameron.
Sounds like y'all got some beef.
No, not anymore. It's beef under the bridge, as they say. He's been on the show a couple times since then.
Really?
Last lap, I don't care who you are, go for the lead. I agree. What about all right, so now that we've closed up with that, do you pay attention at all to the Martinsville race going on this upcoming weekend?
The Valley Star?
Yes.
I'll watch it when or if I get a chance to see it. I don't know if they're airing on TV.
I think it's on some special platform you have to pay for.
It's probably like whatever. Crap, what's it called?
Pay-per-view or something.
It's like
Speed 51.
Track Pass or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like the Peacock deal or whatever? It's not Peacock, but it's the.
It's one of those two.
It's I know they got like their own Track Pass because that's what they show the like a bunch of ARCA races on, and then they re-air them. So I don't know if I'm gonna be watching that live. Friday is that Friday or Saturday?
Saturday it should be.
Okay.
No, I think it's Sunday.
Is it Sunday? Oh,
usually.
Possibly. I don't know because I've never been a huge fan of like the local stuff just because it's it's rare that I go and it's not accessible to watch on TV sitting on the couch. It's tough to see these races and
I agree.
Get a grow a love for it behind the scenes unless you're going to the track every weekend. I was super busy during the summers when Southside was a thing, and I'd go whenever I had a chance. But even then, it's tough to like really pick up on a driver because you don't interact with them. You don't see them on TV. You don't have a real, I guess, opportunity to meet them unless you go to the infield at Southside, which I never got to do just because I was always there as Bandoleros started. So I've never been a huge fan of these the lower series. I enjoy watching them when I get the chance in person, just because it's racing. I love racing. Doesn't matter what. Actually, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter what they're racing because there's some bad races out or bad racing series out there. But
we know.
Stock cars, I'm all for it. I don't care where it's at. I'll watch it if I'm able to attend the race or watch it on TV without paying money.
Ronnie, have you ever driven a race car at all?
No, I wish.
Ronnie said, I'd never wreck somebody on the last lap because I'd rather not have to fix cars afterwards.
Wreckers or checkers? That's what I gotta say to that.
You can also wreck other cars in the last lap without wrecking yourself, bro. That's the whole point. You don't try to wreck yourself, Ronnie.
Yeah, I think
Michael Frazier said I agree with that. It's like, yeah, well, of course. Everybody agrees with that. You don't try to wreck yourself. You don't even try to wreck the other car. You just try to manipulate them out of the win. I don't think either me or Cameron had to fix our cars, really. I mean, he says he had to, we had to put the bumpers back on. It wasn't a big deal.
I think the closest I've been to driving a stock car.
My frame was bent.
The closest I've been to driving a stock car is when I was working at Talladega. Had the opportunity of helping move cars, so I got to jump in the seat of one of the cars, and that was the closest I've gotten. So I always wanted to be a race car driver, and I chose baseball instead. I don't know why, but I mean, looking back now, if I make it big in life and make a couple mil. And have some money that I can spend on cars. I mean, you bet I'm going to be racing late models.
Just
that's what my
dream you've always had.
Yeah, it's
what you haven't
my
found somebody by now to let you drive a race car or something.
I need to figure out a way to do it because I would love, just because I'm a racer myself. Whether it's on bikes or scooters.
You talked to Michael Waltrip via podcast before.
Yeah,
saying you've had big guests and stuff. I'm sure somebody throughout Mason Bailey needs to at least say, hey, one of these days that we're up at Dominion testing, I'll let you try.
Mason, let me drive your car, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, you don't even have a sticker on it. You gotta do it. Comes in
I'll
steps.
I'll wrap half your car if you let me race. One race.
This guy got the money.
One race, and I'll win it for you.
Oh yeah. Well, and I think Dominion, I guess, is wrapping up. But what's your favorite NASCAR track?
That's tough because I feel obligated to say Richmond just because I grew up going to Richmond. It's a special track to me. Bristol's fun to watch, but I think, action-wise, Talladega is probably my favorite to go to just because, there's always going to be action. There's going to be wrecks. You've got strategy. Basically, all the different parts of motorsports clumped up into one race. You got the high speeds, all that stuff. So going to a race, probably Talladega, but if I had to say favorite track, it's got to be Richmond.
And there's that pre-race at the Talladega. Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. So this was my freshman year.
You got punched in the face?
Yeah. I got screwed over by a dude from Virginia. I think he's from Virginia.
From a home state boy?
Yeah. Dang, well, I didn't get he was the one that wrote me into it. He was the reason I got punched indirectly. So we're walking. So how Talladega set up? You got the track.
I have no idea how it's set up.
So you've got Speedway Boulevard here, and you've got all the on-site stuff. Midway track over here, but you've got a campground, a free campground across the street. It's called North Park. So that's where all the rowdy people go to stay.
Nothing good happens in the north, brother.
You got Talladega Boulevard, which is rowdy in its own sense, just because there's a lot of people there.
Compact,
all types of stuff. But the classic, I'm going to get blackout drunk tonight and just get rowdy. That's the North Park, and the closer you get to, because it's right off Highway 20. The closer you get to Highway 20. The rowdier it gets. So we were on the main strip.
More and more blasted you get throughout the night.
The amount of fights on that strip is insane.
And fights too, yeah.
Man. I saw some dude get curb stomped.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was like GTA curb stomping. I was just cruising down and not even paying attention. All of a sudden, there's a big group of people screaming and yelling. I move up through the crowd and peer over, and all of a sudden, this dude just get pow pow, and I'm like, shit. Okay, that's not good. And I want to say I would have stepped in, but there's. All right, that's two.
Another one.
I want to say that I probably would have stepped in, but as I was getting kind of close, the EMT and police officers rolled up, so water under the bridge. But pretty sure he was good.
Looked like what happened to you when you got knocked?
So I was walking down the main strip, and this guy walks up, and he started talking to me, and he was, he had a tank top on. He had a tattoo of the state of Virginia outlined. I'm like, hey, I'm from Virginia too, and he's like, dude, no way. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I got an idea. Let's take a picture. I'm like, I'm for a picture. This would be sweet. It's my like first like true tailgating experience at Talladega. Got to get a picture with the Virginia dude, probably the one Virginia guy
here
in North Park.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And he's like, okay, get on my shoulders. I'm like, dude, that's not gonna work.
You're a large man,
hammered.
too.
You're hammered. I was a lot skinnier back then.
Well, I'm not saying large like that, but you're what, 6'3"?
A lot skinnier. Nah, 6'1", but I was probably about
still, you're
40,
a big
40
guy.
pounds 40 pounds lighter back at a freshman
Well, it doesn't
year.
matter. I mean, I don't care how skinny you are. 6'1's
Yeah.
a big guy to be putting on your shoulders.
He was about the same size as me, or he was taller, bigger. But so he was like, get on my shoulders, and he would not let it go. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it like a halfway try. So I put one leg up on his shoulder and give it like a little hop. Both of us fall down. Like, ha ha ha! I told you it was gonna happen. Out of nowhere, this dude comes running up and just decks me. It's a punch and run.
Oh
so
my god!
I'm like, my head hits the ground. Like, it was a pretty decent punch. I'm surprised I didn't have a black eye, but he gets me like right here, about broke my nose, and I was spitting blood for like 30 minutes.
What?
Like, I didn't lose any teeth, thankfully. Didn't break my nose. Didn't get a black eye, but I was spitting blood. Got blood on my favorite. I had a Miller Lite shirt. It was super
Bastard.
sweet.
Yeah,
It was like a button down party shirt, and couldn't get the blood out.
Yeah, well, you can't. It's blood.
It sucks. I was
Blood
so
stains
pissed.
are legit.
My nose.
Why did he do that? I mean,
I have
you
no
don't
idea.
know.
I don't know the guy.
He
I
wasn't
didn't-
friends with the Virginia
No,
guy,
I
like
didn't
trying
see-
to back
like,
him up.
he
He thought you
legit,
tackled
like,
him or something.
I said GTA earlier. It was like one of those like I was like a GTA civilian. He just runs out of nowhere and just
cold cocks you.
yeah,
Damn.
for no reason. Like I
Bastard.
didn't insult him, and he just decided, I'm gonna punch this guy sitting on the ground who just fell. Like I was down bad. He made me downer badder.
That's what you fucking get for going to North Park, bro.
Dude, North Park gang. Anyone who's been to
Gang, gang,
Talladega,
baby.
anyone who's been to Talladega knows North Park is where it's at. Besides the boulevard.
All right, bro. You ready for this little segment I got here for you? You said you like Richmond, don't you? It's not hot sauce. Don't worry.
Let's go. I'm ready. I'm curious what you have up your sleeve.
Well, I did it last week, but I didn't have traction control turned on, and so we just mostly me was failing miserably
All right,
off the start.
let's
I
get
got
it on
one.
here.
We should be good.
We
Yeah,
good?
that's you.
All right. I'm not a PlayStation guy. So this is gonna be interesting.
R2, L2, and then the joystick that's ripped off on both of these.
All right.
For the turning.
Wow, this is way better.
You should be on the bottom.
All
If
right,
you lose,
let's-
you gotta eat hot sauce. Just kidding.
Yeah.
R1 is how you change the view if you want.
I'm already ready to roll.
We're in the back though, so I should have turned the volume a little higher so they could hear it. I've got a little bit of advantage. Although you said
Oh,
you
the
played.
traction
You said,
control.
do you play iRacing at all?
No,
Not at all.
I don't have that money.
No, me neither.
I don't have the PC either.
Well, I bought a PC on Facebook Marketplace and it broke and died. The cautions are turned off, so I just.
That's what Adam Thomas did. He bought a PC just for iRacing, and he uses it for everything now. This is weird.
Mine died. Mine broke within like a month or two. And then I fixed it, and then it died, and then I fixed it, and then it died, and now it's dead. It's still sitting over there because I got some decent parts in it. Ooh, I'm about to spin out. But it's
This is weird. Like
there's only 8 laps.
I'm having trouble getting in these turns. I swear on any other NASCAR game, I'm pretty
wrecking
decent.
too, though. Hold on.
I'm
You
going.
might
I'm
pass
gonna
me right
go ahead
now.
and
Yeah,
pass
you're
you
passing
here.
me. Oh god.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
God.
Oh, okay.
You're spinning
Oh,
too?
there we go.
Oh, watch out.
Oh, this
You
might
still have a
take
chance. I might wreck.
this might take me out. Oh, I just got
spinning again.
destroyed.
The damage I think is
All
turned
right.
off.
All right, Clint, get out of here.
Ooh, I'm sliding.
I'm gonna if I lose, I'm just gonna go ahead and chalk this up because it's a PlayStation. I'm not a PlayStation guy.
Well, and I didn't prepare you for this at all.
no, I
Keep
was
in
not
mind.
ready.
I played
going
this
into
game a week ago for the first time in about 5 years, but I did play it like 3 times. And it wasn't even a week ago. It was Friday night, Saturday night. I'm in 30th. Oh my god. I guess I did like wreck for a while, but still. We're already on lap 4, so just hang with us, people. We're not trying to start a Twitch channel here and stream video games, but
Oh,
we're halfway there.
this car sucks.
Yeah,
I got a Rick Ware car.
You got to
here.
let off way earlier, I think.
I got a Rick Ware racing car. I feel like Joey.
Oh shit! Now
I feel
mine's
like
doing the thing.
Joey
Chat
Gase.
Mine's doing the
I
view
swear,
change thing that
if
Chat
I
was talking
keep
about.
hitting this wall, my crew's gonna kill me.
Well,
Who's your buddy in the chat who had to fix cars?
what do you mean?
He was talking about how you wrecked him at Shenandoah.
Oh, Cameron Ruggles.
Yeah, Cameron.
I don't know if he'd be able to fix one of these cup cars.
I'm gonna say.
I'm
gonna say he was the one that fixed his car up for me. And Cameron, this car sucks.
He set it up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We blame you, Cameron. Don't worry, I'm gonna take him out for saying that. Not take him out, but I'm gonna beat him.
Are you taking me out to dinner?
I'm trying to maybe.
All
I
right.
might. You live around here. We can go out sometime. I'm trying to
Great American
actually
Ranch?
Yeah, sure.
Let's ride the bull.
Say I got kids. I don't really go out that much, but
okay.
I'm trying to still win this race, even though there's only a lap and a half left, and I'm in 17th. I think it's possible. 'Cause I think the competition's only turned up to like 30%.
This is just a weird
35%.
feel.
And I'm also just straight up wrecking the shit out of people at this point. But I think I'm coming up in the last lap. Oh God, I got a lot of work to do. 14
Get out of here,
cars on the
Paul.
lap. They're right there though. I might be able to use this car. Oh no.
All right, easy on Brian Vickers there.
Oh yeah, good point. Ooh, I'm spinning out.
He might have a heart attack.
Shit. Oh Jesus, too soon. What was that? 10 years ago? Still too soon, Henry. Can't make that joke.
Never
Yeah, you
too
can.
soon. Never too soon.
All right, so I finished 11th. Not bad.
I'm gonna go 27.
You got 27th. That's not bad.
Could
have been worse. I thought you were gonna
tough.
do
Get out of
40.
here.
I did a 43rd the other week. So,
Close.
Ronnie, I'm the PC is going in the fire as soon as I have another fire pit. All right, I won't make you eat the hot sauce. You said y'all sometimes bring in guests on your show. Hit me up sometime if you ever want to bring me on. I can do it via Zoom or whatever, depending on where y'all are at.
Yeah.
Or what did you say y'all use?
We use Zencaster.
Okay.
So that's but whenever we do interviews, we jump on Zoom and do that. It just really depends on the situation. Sometimes if we aren't going to use the content for YouTube, we'll do everything on Zencaster and just get the person on the link and whatnot. But I'd love to get you on.
Yeah, dude, I'm down anytime. Just hit me up. Like I said, I'll be moving in the next couple weeks anyway, so I don't even know if I have the studio set up. I'd be more available for guest episodes anyway, or just being on a computer rather than doing the whole studio setup. But thanks for joining me, dude. Do you want to close it out? Do you want to remind anybody where to follow you on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook? Check
us out on social media. Twitter, Behind the Wall. It's spelled weird because someone took Behind the Wall and it was stupid. So it's a BEHND the Wall on Twitter, Behind the Wall Media on Instagram, Facebook, Behind the Wall Media, YouTube, Behind the Wall Media. So you look up Behind the Wall, you'll find us.
Yeah.
No doubt. We podcast every week. Follow us on Twitter, interact with us, and I promise I'll get better at the local short track racing.
No, don't worry about it, dude. You're doing fine with the NASCAR stuff. That's what, especially the fan base you're trying to create. Everybody's trying to create. That's really where to go because that's nationwide, not locally. But yeah, follow him on Twitter, especially if you do giveaways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't tell Josh. And
Josh, I'm totally not doing a giveaway.
We're never doing a giveaway again. I'm gonna give him something to give away right now.
I'm gonna give him something to give away too.
Yeah. Do it. I'll give you a shirt, not to give away, but for you to have on the way out too.
All right.
You an extra large?
Large, extra large.
Either one.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up, bro. I don't have any stickers right now, so I'll have to hook you up one way or the other.
I've got a sticker for you.
Yeah.
I think. I think I've got one or two left. Yeah.
I'll rock the shit out of a sticker.
Let's go.
All right, buddy. Thanks for joining me. You're welcome back anytime.
Cheers
to you. And like I said, anytime you want to come back on, you need something to say, you're close by. Even when I move, I won't be that far, so hit me up. You're welcome anytime, buddy. Thanks for joining me again.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on.
Everybody go follow Behind the Wall Media on pretty much all platforms. I don't upload on Tuesdays really ever, so that's a perfect, it's the best thing you can do is find a episode for every day of the week, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
If we get to 2,000 followers on TikTok, he'll do a dance.
I will. That's true. If I get to 2 followers on TikTok, I might even do a dance, but I don't have one yet.
We're ready to dance.
I'm ready to dance. I'll do one for you, dude. Yeah. I'll dance naked.
Oh.
All right, everybody.
That's another episode after dark.
All right, everybody. Yeah, that's on my OnlyFans account. Follow me there, too. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Like and share the video now. Subscribe on YouTube, please, and thank you. Peace out, everybody. Cheers, buddy.